Hello everyone, welcome back to the Back Post. Today we are going to be talking about the Premier League. Thank God we're going to be talking about the Premier League because that international break was one of the dullest I can remember. Like, it was so boring, wasn't it, Josh?
Yeah, I think I said at the time, words cannot express. We were supposed to be doing a England-Hungary watch-along, and I had to work, and Jay felt a bit under the weather, so we thought, fine, we'll miss it, I guess. I'm so glad. Oh, John Stones'
happy,
goal
mate.
is not what I want to spend an entire 90 minutes only to watch.
Mate, I actually watched it. I'm just happy I didn't have to speak whilst watching it. But yeah, that's all gone now. We're here to talk about the Premier League. I'm really excited about the Prem being back this weekend. And we're going to talk about some of the bigger games this weekend. And I think there's only one place to start, Josh, and that is the early game. Watford versus Liverpool. I don't want to dwell on it for too long, but it's a new manager bounce for Watford, another one. And I think they could maybe, I mean, maybe this is wishful thinking, but maybe they can upset Liverpool here and do us a favour because Ranieri's a class manager. Bit of a kick up the arse.
Do you a favour.
Do me a favour, go on. But do you know what I mean?
I think you're right. I think he is just vibes, isn't he, Ranieri? Like, he will come there and he will cheer that Watford squad up. And I don't think he's a very good manager, to be honest. I don't care about the Leicester win. I have my views on that are still very much cemented. I don't think he's a very good manager. There's a reason that no clubs kept him for more than 3 years max. Even when he won one of them the league from being essentially a championship side. Like, I think there is enough goodwill there to get a draw, maybe against Liverpool, but also this Liverpool looked like a different animal this season. Obviously, Watford were the team that ended Liverpool's mad run for the Premier League, didn't they? When they just went unbeaten for almost the whole season. And then Ismail Assar went no. So I would like to see that again. So there is definite patterns and chances for Liverpool's unbeaten streak this season to come to an end. But I think Watford will be lucky to get a draw.
That's fair. I think there's something there. It's an early game as well, so that has a part to play. But yeah, like you said, Liverpool are scary right now. So yeah, I could see that. We'll move swiftly on from that to, I think, one of the most exciting games of the weekend, and it's a 3:00, unfortunately, but it's Leicester versus United, because Leicester obviously haven't had the start that they've had in the past 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. They aren't as well, but one man has, and it's Jamie Vardy. I think a lot of people thought that he wasn't going to do so well this season, and he's kind of come alive. But they do need something now to if they want to continue to get Europa League football or whatever, they need to kick up the bum. And that's where United come in. United are such a weird club right now, and I think most clubs like Leicester, like Villa, will look at United and go, yeah, okay, we can try and get 3 points here, big win, big morale, off they go. And I think this could be one of those games. I think it's Leicester at home, and obviously United are better away, but I can see it happening.
Yeah, I agree. I think this Leicester team is the worst we've seen in a long, long time. I think Brendan Rodgers should be sent to The Hague for spending the end of last season fully just going, oh, hang on a minute, if I put Iheanacho and Vardy together, we seem to be winning games and scoring goals. And then as soon as the new season starts, either he's been shot in the memory cortex of his head in some sort of dramatic, Liam Neeson thriller style, and he's just forgotten that worked. Or Jamie Vardy's knocked on his door and go, look, mate, I'm the top striker at the... I know he's not Liverpoolian, but I'm the top striker at this club, and I want to play up top. And Brendan Rodgers has gone, okay, Mr. Vardy, club legend, cult hero, sorry. Because I do not understand how Iheanacho can have the end he did to last season and not.
Yeah, he was class, wasn't he?
He was fantastic.
He was better than Vardy at the end of last season, wasn't he?
Yeah, and if you're going to... I know you've got Patson Daka, but if you've got someone who... He's still young. He's not... He's only 24, I'm sure. He's not... If you're coming to that point where Jamie Vardy's definitely over the peak of his career, seems very, very silly to...
It's a strange one. I think the conversation is this is bigger than just this video, but Brendan Rodgers, like, is he actually a great manager? Because obviously people love him. He has a decent record. What he's, winning the FA Cup with Leicester was a good achievement. But he seems to be, like, just not good enough always. Like, never good enough.
Well, they can't bottle the end of the season if they bottle the start this season. So maybe that's his master plan. The one thing I would say for Leicester is, in their defence, Wesley Fofana is one of the best centre-backs in the league, in my opinion. And to have him out for pretty much the entire season is not ideal. But also, don't then sign Yannick Vestergaard, because that's not a replacement. So...
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, that's right. And I think what I want to happen here, though, is I want Vardy to score and to do the Sue. I know Townsend's already done it, but he kind of did it shitly. But no one wants to see Townsend do it. People want to see Jamie Vardy score.
I want to see Townsend do it, but that's for a very specific reason.
Yeah. Yeah, for you. But so, like, that would be incredible. It's not at United, which would be it's less incredible, but still, imagine, like, all the Leicester fans going, Sue, as Vardy scores. That would be amazing. But then, as for United, this is the start of a terrible run for them. So I'll run you through it, mate. So it starts with Leicester on the weekend. Then it goes Atalanta, Liverpool, Tottenham, Atalanta, and then it ends with City. And even then, after that, they've got a couple of tough games to come. But that's such a terrible...
Like a Wolves break, haven't they? But then there's like two more.
Like exactly.
Arsenal,
so it's
someone else in there, isn't there?
I think it's us. I think it's Chelsea. So
yeah.
They are... Like, this is big. I think this is big for the season here because, of course, people are talking about United as title contenders, but this is where they can make and break it because both Chelsea and City, I don't know about Liverpool, but Chelsea and City have relatively easy runs for this period of time, so it might be a moment where we see a gap starting to form because we've seen United play 8 or 9 games now. I don't see them beating Liverpool. I don't see them beating City. Atalanta's going to be a struggle anyway. And they're not doing too hot in the Champions League. So, like, it's difficult, man. Like, you can really see them tailing away now, can't you?
It's very difficult. But perhaps tailing away at this point of the season is the absolute best thing that can happen for them. Absolutely.
You think?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't understand any hype towards Solskjaer. I even die-hard We Love Solskjaer club legend fans at United are starting to just look at this squad. And don't forget, for instance, the one thing I will say, I still don't think he'd have done very well, but don't forget, for at least the first game or two, there's no Varane or Maguire.
Yeah.
So that's tricky enough, but that's irrelevant, because the man... There's nothing against being the biggest club in the world, Man United, bar possibly Real Madrid. There's nothing wrong with being exactly what that club needed at that time to make them, to turn the mood, to get them playing football again, and to put them back on the right track with young players, bringing in players like Ronaldo, Varane, Pogba might sign a new deal. There's nothing. That's an achievement. That's a great achievement, but that's where his achievement stops, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think fans are just longing for that trophy to validate it all and also to push back against other fans. But that trophy should have been the Europa League last season, and that would have been quite a beautiful way to end the Solskjaer era with a trophy, with a Europa League, and then move on into this season with this squad that he's built with a better manager. You're absolutely right.
Who's on the beach?
So it is strange. I'm going to do a design up, mate. Even if it's just me and you that wears them. Antonio Conte is on the beach. And the T-shirts need to be made because that man could have took United, especially from the start of the season, he could have took United to the league easily. Like, and yeah, stressful times. Is there anything else to say about United, mate, before we move on?
No, not really. Ronaldo's obviously. I could imagine Ronaldo's form carrying them through after scoring the hat trick. I mean, two pens to be fair, but almost got an overhead kick. But yeah, I can imagine that they will get through this, and that's because it's just two teams that are out of form. Whichever team wins this will, be the one that maybe goes on a small. You know what United are like. They'll probably beat Tottenham in this run. They'll probably beat Arsenal in this run. They'll probably draw against Chelsea in this run. They'll probably beat Atalanta twice, and they'll probably lose to City and Liverpool, and then everyone will still be exactly kind of where we were. Like, oh well, you're still not title. Anyway, yeah. Fuck him.
No, that's a very, very fair point. It would just be like this weird kind of not going up, not going down, just straight.
But they'll win their first few, and then people will be like, oh, Ollie's back again. And then suddenly they'll lose to Watford. That'll be the team they lose against in that run. Horrifically.
Oh, yeah.
They'll 6-0 to Watford. And everyone will be like, but why?
I'm here
why?
for that. I'm
Sissoko hat-trick. Why?
Oh, yeah, I'm here for that. I want to see that. Ranieri running down the touchline. Yeah, and then, okay, moving on now to the late game on Saturday. It is Brentford v Chelsea. And I already said this in 2 videos ago, 1 video ago. I was like, I'm worried about this game.
There's no shame in that.
There's no shame in it. They caused West Ham trouble. Liverpool, the 3-3, that was mad. Arsenal, not so mad. But like they're that team, right? And you know, the team that comes up and that performs really well. When Chelsea play that team, it's always a different team. We always seem to lose, like no matter what. Like so that it scares me. This game does scare me. I think they've got everything they've got everything to beat us. And obviously that's not saying we're bad. It's just that's the kind of thing that happens at Chelsea. And also, weirdly, we're still trying to find the right recipe for this team. Like, we went and got Lukaku, who's phenomenal, world class, and everything we needed. But now it's like, okay, now how do we fit things around him? And like, especially in the attacking line, we've played Ziyech, Mount, we've played Werner, Havertz. That Pulisic has not ever had a proper game yet. We had Hudson-Odoi up there at one point. Like, we just don't know where we're fitting into all of this, and obviously the international break keeps breaking that up. So we're not really finding that rhythm. This is a game that I can see Brentford causing us some real trouble.
Yeah, Mount's back there now, isn't he? Because he only got subbed on in your last game, and I think that's a big boost. I think
absolutely, yeah.
The thing is with
on
Chelsea,
that, like,
you just need to cut your losses on Pulisic and Ziyech. Just fuck it, just gone. Just get rid.
I thought about that with Ziyech. I've not thought about that with Pulisic because
Pulisic needs to go. He's made of paper.
But you know what it is?
He can't
it's
be
not
in the top 6 club and be made of paper mache.
That's the problem. It's not his ability, because his ability is like phenomenal. It is literally just the man's ankles are terrible.
But let's not forget. I know he's a good footballer. I know he's a very good footballer. He still got displaced by an 18-year-old Sancho, and Dortmund went absolutely go. Fair.
Yeah, but Sancho's class, isn't he?
Well, not at the moment.
Yeah, but he's at United.
It's just like I don't see him. Like, I just don't see it.
You know, after post lockdown Pulisic, between that finish to the season, he was world class. I'm not saying he's a world class player, but that
I know, but yeah, exactly. Kevin Wimmer was fucking phenomenal for a spell of like 7 games, Jay. And then Tottenham took one look at him and went, leave.
No, you are right. You are right though. But you know what it is? It's something that we have, and what people are saying is so good about Chelsea right now is the depth. Like, we have Ziyech to come on if needed. We have Pulisic if he was ever not injured to come on. But no, I know what you mean. Like, I thought about it with Ziyech. Ziyech he's been unfortunate in places, but also just very mediocre in places as well. Like, he hasn't been good enough. For a lot of the time.
Just what happens at big clubs sometimes. If you sell Ziyech to Atalanta, if you sold him to, anywhere like that, he'd fly. And the thing is, like, then Chelsea fans will go, well, why the hell did we sell Ziyech? And it's irrelevant because he'd never have done that. Just because sometimes the big 6 in the Premier League is too much for a player, and Ziyech is one of those players.
Yeah, for sure.
Ironically,
and to be fair,
he couldn't kick a ball for Grimsby, but
yeah. I don't know, mate. I think I could fit in well. No, yeah, absolutely. And also, if you're looking at the international break, both Havertz and Werner had great times with Germany. Timo Werner's having a bit of a resurgence. I'm quite reluctant to say that, but
I did a little smile as you said that. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'm yeah, of course. I'm reluctant to say it, but he has started to score some goals now. He's got a couple goals for Germany, a couple goals for Chelsea. He's got some assists. He's looking a bit more confident. That goal he scored for Germany, I thought was beautiful. It was just like he kind of stopped, and I thought, oh no, what's he doing? And he just whacked it top bin. It's like, where has that been, Timo? Where have you been? Like, that is what I want to see. So I think, and Havertz has been disappointing this season after the scoring the Champions League final goal. You'd think he'd kick on and be more confident, but he's looked similarly like out of confidence in games, still a bit lethargic, which is a bit strange because I thought, Havertz is going to kick on here now. So it's a weird one. But with those two players playing well for Germany, I don't know which one plays alongside Lukaku and Mount, because I think it's Werner. But I was wrong last time.
And then, and that's the thing, isn't it? Like, we should do for the next lineup, maybe we should just tweet out every single pound spent on Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz, and just see how much that unused attacking lineup actually is currently worth. And I bet it's more than most Premier League teams.
Yeah, for sure. Combined. It's like, it's probably over 200 mil, probably.
Anyway, so what do you think's going to happen in this game, Jay?
It's going to be such a tough one. I can see something like a 2-2 happening, or like a 2-1 even to Brentford. I can see it happening. They're at home as well. They've got a great crowd behind them. West London derby, of course. Not that we really care about that, but I could see that happening. But I'm not going to predict that. I'm going to predict a nice, easy 2-0 win for Chelsea. But I want it on record that I'm scared. Which is just
and weird. Obviously Lukaku does need to start scoring for Chelsea again. I know he's a fantastic player. I know he's probably one of the best players in the league, but it's been he's scored three games in the bounce and then hasn't since.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I completely agree. He needs to get a goal. It's a good game for him to get a goal again and just to silence some of the people that kind of
Lukaku, if you're listening,
slightly drawing
target Pontus Jansson.
Go on, mate, do it.
Do that.
Right, and that brings us on to the last game that we're going to talk about. Obviously, there's other games. City are playing Burnley, Arsenal are playing Palace. We don't really care about them. What we care about is Newcastle's title charge. Starts here, Josh, doesn't it?
Yes. Newly found Saudi Castle United against Tottenham. I am right. I just want to check that nothing's happened in half an hour since we started filming. Steve Bruce is still there, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, have you seen? He's left the training. He's in training. He's left training. I don't know what's going on.
He's currently there today. Steve Bruce looks like he's going to be there, and it makes sense because they have finished. They haven't been relegated with him, and they can't be. It's a confusing one because at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen, Jay. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the mood is around the players because I was laughing at I think the Guardian mentioned Jeff Hendricks was like, oh, this is mint. It's like, no, it's not for you. You're going straight back to Burnley on the first train. It doesn't. I don't understand. Is the mood there? You've got a manager that knows the job's no longer his, no matter what. In the long run.
Yeah.
You've got players, most players. Let's just list some players. I know we've already done this in a video, but do you really think that these people think, you know what, in the Saudi billion pound era, I'm going to get a game? Paul Dummett, Kieran Clark, Ryan Fraser, Joe Linton.
I think if they would have got a new manager in by now, which would have been a quick turnaround, but if they would have, there would be a new kind of refreshing thought to this.
Exactly.
But like you said, the fact that Steve Bruce is there,
is there a bounce? Is there such thing as a new owner bounce? I'm worried that we'll go there, and be like, oh no, but at the same time, it's the same Newcastle. Nothing's changed apart from hope for the future fans. I'm sure they'll be buoyed by the support, and that's a big thing, and it'll be a celebratory atmosphere, and that worries me. But at the same time, at Tottenham, I'm not even going to try and predict anything Tottenham are going to do because I'm pretty sure Romero and Lo Celso won't be allowed to play after going away with Argentina. Maybe the same with Davinson Sanchez. And every single game that Romero is out just breaks my heart because he's so... I promise you, Jay, he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in the league. He's fantastic. He's so good. But we'll probably be without him again. And we haven't picked him. He hasn't been available. There's no injury problems. We're just fucking it.
We're just ruining a good thing.
I feel like Bergwijn's coming back. I feel like Son's available, Kane's available, and I know Kane didn't have a great game last night. Actually, before you say anything, he was the highest rated player in the attack, not Jack Grealish. The service to Kane in that game was shocking. I know he didn't but the thing is, you can't ask him to. I'm just going on a bit angry diversion here. England fans get annoyed when he drops back and takes the ball and starts playing in midfield. And he did. I know he did that a little bit, but he did that less.
Yeah,
And
that wasn't the problem.
No one got him the ball.
It was a difficult one, right? He just didn't look up to it. No one got him the ball. You're right, but
did anyone?
When he was on? No, I mean, to be fair, Sterling was similarly. Mount had a terrible game as well,
but a little flick, but he still didn't create a chance.
No, Grealish was our best attacker for sure.
I know. But you say that, but what did he actually do? He had a few flicks and he made people excited and he took some players on, but he didn't actually create a clear chance.
No one did. But that was more than anyone else did. Do you know what I mean? So that's why he was the best.
I still don't think
But Harry Kane looked off it, mate. He did look off it, and that it's gonna be. We talk about Lukaku needing a goal. Fucking Harry Kane needs a goal here, mate.
No, I'm perfectly aware of that. I'm just saying that, I just think that hopefully with the right players around him now, with Son and Bergwijn coming back slowly, that those players are there. Lo Celso.
Son needs to grab him by the fucking head and be like, "Where you gone, big man? Come on!"
And I need to grab Nuno by the head, and I need to put him in front of Ndombele and Lo Celso when they're fit. And say, look, pick one and play them at Cam for the entire season, pretty much, barring resting them for cup games. Pick one, Cam, don't even care which one. They both have a very particular set of skills, but they're both fucking brilliant. But not when you drop them deep, take them out for 3 games, then for some reason throw one on the left. Pick one, Cam. No, it's not Dele Alli. It's not Dele Alli, Nuno. It's Lo Celso or it's Ndombele. Sell Dele Alli. Pick one. That's your Cam all season, barring injury. Do it now, and we'll play better football.
Fair enough. Well, what's going to happen this game, mate?
I think we're going to win 2-1 because I feel like as much as the narrative could be buoyant Newcastle celebratory scenes, I feel like the world's a cruel, dark place, and I feel like this game could be just a real nail in the coffin that could cost Steve Bruce his job earlier than anticipated. By the Saudis just being like, oh God, what have we done? Why is he still here? We're the richest club in the world. Well, we have Steve Bruce.
I can definitely...
Ben Davies score. No, Ben Davies won't score. He's ruptured his appendix. Well, maybe he will.
I can definitely... Who knows?
Maybe a ruptured appendix. Ben Davies will score a screamer, and that'll be the final nail in Steve Bruce's coffin.
Steve Bruce is like, well, what can I say?
He actually used his appendix and really well in that. What?
There's nothing I could have done there. No, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I mean, I can see it's going to be rocking there. It really will be. It'll be interesting to see if the fans play a part into the performance. But yeah.
It's worth mentioning as well, really quickly, that Newcastle has been our bogey team for so long now as well. So there's that element to it as well. We do find...
Mate, I can see them winning here, I really can. I can see them just bouncing and winning, but ultimately you should be winning. But yeah, I can see it happening.
We should be, but in the past we've bottled second by losing 5-1 to a 10-man Newcastle. Don't forget that game last season where the ball hit Eric Dyer's arm from a yard. I remember that decision that got that rule changed. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully St. Maximan gets lost or something in traffic.
Gets lost on the way. Gets stopped on the road. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. That's the Premier League. It was so nice to talk about the Premier League again. I really enjoyed that actually, mate. Yeah. And that's it for this video. If you're still watching, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be doing all sorts of videos like this. We're going to be doing some live streams coming up as well. So make sure you subscribe to see all that.
Absolutely. And keep an eye on, even though we didn't talk about it, keep an eye on Arsenal Palace because that's interesting. It's an interesting game.
Yeah.
But that's
just hopefully Palace do it.
Yeah.
Right. In a bit, lads. Thanks
Bye.
for watching.
Bye.
Tell your dads.